Hello and welcome. This video is going to be a what sold video, and it's going to be everything that I sold on all of the various platforms that I sell on from June 15th to June 21st. Miss Moxie is here with me trying very hard to knock the phone out of my lamp. Here is her face. And we're going to start with Depop because I made a sale on Depop. It always just shocks me when I make a sale on Depop. It's full price sale. So this is a Roundtree and York Hawaiian shirt. I do not recommend picking up this brand. The reason that I picked it up is because I got this for less than $1 at the Air Force Retirees Estate Sale. If you have not seen that video, I will link it up above because it is an older video, but I picked up like probably a couple hundred pieces of men's clothing from that estate sale and paid very little for it. It was awesome, and you can see I'm still making money from it now. It sold for $18, and that's free shipping. That's how I kind of set everything up on Depop. So, I mean, for less than $1, I still made like 10 bucks off of this, which I think is great. And then we're gonna move over to eBay because I literally only had one Depop sale, and that is the only other platform I made sales on besides eBay. We're gonna move her over here. And then I sold these bowls, and you're like, you already showed us those before. Yes, I bought a set of 8 bowls at a Goodwill. I paid $8 for them, so roughly $1 a piece, and I broke them up into 2 sets of 4. And this is the second set that sold. It sold for $16, and I picked these up because they were green and from the 70s, so checked off both of those boxes for me. It just depends when I pick up lots of dishes, how I sell them, if I decide to break it up into even number lots, or if I decide to sell it on a variation listing with the different types. Just depends on when I do comps as to what seems to be the best as far as sell through and sell price. This next item is a vintage LL Bean piece. This is a safari shirt that's made in the USA. I sold it on offer of $22, and I love picking up vintage LL Bean. I actually picked this up at an actual store, like a retail store, because of the fact that it was vintage, and normally vintage LL Bean made in the USA is the only type of LL Bean I will pay full price for at a thrift store. Otherwise, I'm more than happy to pick it up at the bins or at an estate sale because I can normally get it for like $2 or less there. This is a pair of scrub pants that I picked up for Thriftmas. Janu and Figs both seem to be the best scrub brands to pick up. They're bread and butter sellers, so they sell roughly between $15 to $25, but they are consistent sellers and they are fast sellers. So these sold for $20, and of course the buyer paid for shipping, so this is great. I went from never checking the scrub section to now always checking the scrub section. So this is Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. This is a brand new book. I picked it up for $1 at a thrift store, and you can see here I have free shipping on because, again, I'm trying to sell more books by doing buy 3 get 1 free promotion. No one's taken me up on that offer yet, so I just keep selling these one-off books. But I made $1 off of this sale, and I saved a book from going to a landfill. This is a new When I Don't Desire God, How to Fight for Joy. This is a book I got for free from my friend Donna. She gifted this to me. Actually, she told me that her parents were cleaning out a bunch of stuff because they were going to move, I'm guessing. And I basically went through all of her books just to figure out which ones I wanted to sell. And it sold for full price for $4.87, and this one, they actually paid for shipping, so that was great. I haven't switched everything to free shipping yet, and so that has kind of saved me in some places. This is a pair of J. Crew linen pants. I picked these up at the bins, so I have like $1 and some change into them. Sold for $14. I love buying and selling J. Crew if I can pick it up for cheap, which the bins is cheap, and I love buying and selling linen. As those of you that are new here will soon learn that I buy and sell a lot of linen. This is another item I picked up at the bins, so again, I have less than $1 into this. This is a Torrid piece. I did have to fix this. It was missing one of the little loops. This is one of those rare pieces where not only did I find this at the bins, but the belt was still attached to it, despite the fact that the loops weren't there anymore. It actually was safety pinned to the garment, and surprisingly, it hadn't been jostled enough to create a hole. But what I ended up doing was creating a new loop, so that way there were 2 loops on both sides, and sold for $10. Again, I am more than happy to turn projects into profits, especially an easy fix like that, because I have plenty of embroidery thread. This is a piece I was unsure of picking up, but I know militaria of all different kinds can do well. I paid like a quarter for this on an estate sale and it sold for $4 and the buyer paid for shipping. It is a christening scarf for the USS Tuscan from 1994. Yay, we can all read together. I don't know. The Newport News shipyard is the largest manufacturer, is the manufacturer for the Navy ships and does all the repairs for them. So I don't know. It was just something to try. It sold and I was surprised it did. Happy and surprised. This is a pair of J. Jill linen shorts, pure Jill. I love picking up pure Jill stuff because it sells really well for me. It's bread and butter, but it's great. And these sold for $15 and of course the buyer paid for shipping. This was just a really nice pair of shorts. This is something from my own closet. This is something I bought from the Gap, probably in the aughts sometime, not closer to the end of the aughts, not the beginning. And it's something I had for a really long time. I decided I didn't really want it anymore, so I decided to put it for sale and it sold for $7 and the buyer paid shipping. This is something I was thinking about redonating because I've had it for forever and there never seemed to be any interest in it, but lo and behold, it's sold. Actually, I did not pick this out. This came to me in a thread-up t-shirt box and it sold for, my full asking price is $6.87 and the buyer paid for shipping. Because this came in a t-shirt box, I had probably $1 and some change into this. So really happy not to have this in my inventory anymore and actually to make a decent profit from it. This is a piece I picked up at the bins as well, so I have $1 into it. This is a pelagic fishing shirt. It says distressed because it had some holes in it and it's still sold. I'm guessing that just has to do with it was pirate and pelagic, and that is honestly why I picked it up, is pelagic is a good fishing brand to be on the lookout for. And I was hoping that it would still sell. Again, because I picked it up at the bins, I have like $1 into this and it sold for $8, which is great. So this was kind of a boo-boo, but I originally picked this up in California because I was hoping it would fit me. This is a Lucky brand long tunic shirt. I just thought it was really pretty and I was hoping it would fit me, but these arms and shoulders, man, they get me every time. So I believe I paid $6 for this at a thrift store in California and it sold for $9. So thankfully I didn't lose any money and I made like $1 or $2 off of this sale. So I'm glad that I didn't lose money from this, but you know, I kind of hoped that if it didn't fit that I'd still be able to sell it and be okay. And that's one of the great things about thrifting for a living, is that you can do that and makes it so even if the fitting rooms aren't open, that you won't lose anything in the deal. I have talked about how much I love buying and selling vintage Levi's 505s. They sell very quickly for me consistently. I don't hold on to them for more than like 2 weeks at the most. This is a pair of 90s 505s and they were $32.30 and they sold for my full asking price of $34.87. That's roughly what I can get for them. So vintage made in the USA 505s, vintage 560s, and vintage silver tabs all are the 3 styles of jeans that I look out for in men's that all sell consistently for over $30. So this was a great sale and I keep looking out for them because they're awesome and I would like more. Speaking of an awesome sale, this is from that vintage vinyl haul that you guys saw, or I should say some of you saw. And this is from 1987. It is great white. It has been really cool listening to these old albums and listing them slowly because I want to make sure there aren't any skips. This sold very quickly on an offer for $28 and of course the buyer paid for shipping. But it's a short video for this week. I didn't have that many sales this week, but that is okay. So I will hopefully see you guys in the next video, and until then, bye! Bye. Hello. And welcome. This is a cat. Literally will not leave me alone. Alright, baby girl, I'm gonna back up, and I'm gonna back up and just knock you right off of this ottoman.